Hello, little man. How are you doing? You're doing pretty good. Yeah, but we need to let people know that, don't we? He's like, yeah. Such a sweet boy. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Friday. We've been doing vlogs for a long time, and we release a lot of vlogs, one every single day. And as a result, there are, a sizable number of you that can't watch every single thing, but you still want to keep up with what's going on at least a little bit, especially, with things like Kepler, because Kepler's had some health issues, and some of you know this, but you want to have an update about what's going on without having to feel like you have to sift through all the vlogs. So I'm doing that today. We're going to call this the August Kepler update video. So this will be a good place to catch you up to date with everything that's going on, especially because today we got new information. So I want people to be able to find this because I know a lot of people care about Kep and they want to know what's going on with him and how he's doing. So quick recap. Back in April, Kep had congestive heart failure, which was very scary. We almost lost him, but we managed to get him stabilized and get him on meds that improve his quality of life. He, statistically is probably not going to live an astounding amount of time. Usually cats with congestive heart failure live maybe a year, sometimes two. But we're doing the best we can for him to try and make sure that his life is comfy and happy, and he's living the best life that he can given the circumstances. And I'm happy to report that for the most part, he is. There was a few weeks after the event in early April where things were a little rough, but that has leveled out. And honestly, he basically acts like he always did. It's kind of hard for most people to tell that there's anything wrong at all. I, however, spend a lot of time with him, so I'm able to notice some small changes that are happening. And we did blood work yesterday when we were at the vet, and we got the results back today, so I can talk a little bit more about what's changing. So up to this point, he's been on quite a few medications. He gets potassium powder in the morning with his food, along with a B12 supplement, because his potassium historically has just been low. He also is on benazepril, furosemide, Cerenia, and pimabendin, which all do a variety of different things. Pimabendin helps his heart with the contractions. The furosemide is a diuretic. The benazepril is for... Do you remember what the benazepril is for? Blood pressure? And the Cerenia is an anti-inflammatory for his stomach. So that's the other thing, which makes this so much fun, is that in addition to having congestive heart failure, Kepler has for many years had triaditis, which is inflammation of several of the organs. And it's not a great situation because the best way to handle the triaditis and that inflammation is with a steroid. But steroids hurt the heart. And we know this affected him in a big way because he had been on Cerenia for a long time, years, and then his gastrointestinal stuff was starting to get a little worse, so we moved him back to a steroid, and he was on the steroid for a month and then had congestive heart failure. So we know we cannot put him back on a steroid ever again. So the Cerenia is kind of our last line of defense as a non-steroid anti-inflammatory, and he's been on that since April. So when we took him to the vet yesterday, we got a little bit of information, mostly that to the vet in the office, he looked good, which is great. He's doing good. He's a tiny bit underweight, but not in a concerning way. I can get the weight up. That's not an issue. He's been eating all right. He's been drinking plenty, which is good because he's on a diuretic. He's been, like I said, he's been largely just his normal self. However, there has been just a few differences that I have noticed. One of the things is that Kepler's always passed gas. I mean, cats pass gas, but Kep spends a lot of time with me, honestly, just like this, just on my lap. And when he passes gas, I get to be the first person to know about it because he's in such close proximity. And since April, the frequency and also the smelliness of that gas has increased. It's been like a slow increase, but it is increasing. So it's one of those things where I could tell that that's getting worse. And, you know, it makes sense because his stomach is, you know, inflamed and has been having problems for many, many, many years. The other thing that's been a little unusual, and the vet didn't really know, you know, what to make of this, is that Kepler, you know, basically since the congestive heart failure, has been pooping both in his box and on the floor almost every day. So, like, it's not, oh, sometimes he doesn't get it in the box. Like, no, he always gets it in the box. He leaves, like, a little bit in the box and a little bit in front of the box. And it's not a big deal because his litter box is in a bathroom that, like, nobody's using. It's basically his bathroom. So it's really easy to clean up. So it's not an issue, but it is just very strange. The vet wasn't really sure what that was about, but he was like, I mean, it's probably something related to how he's feeling on his, you know, on his stomach. So the blood work came back, and we got a chance to look at it today. And the numbers for, I guess, his stomach stuff make sense and lines up with the fact that his gas is becoming more frequent. His gas is becoming more smelly. So I'd already seen evidence of that in person, but apparently the blood work backed that up. And then the other thing was that his potassium was low, which is weird because he's been getting potassium powder every day for a long time to keep that up. So his potassium is falling. So what we're doing is we're increasing his potassium powder. So instead of getting 2 scoops a day, he's going to be getting 3. And we're also putting him just for a little bit on a probiotic. He's got a probiotic that he's going to have mixed in with his food for 20 days. We'll see if that helps at all. If it helps and he needs to stay on it, he can long term, but we're going to do 20 days to begin with and see how that goes. And then finally, the Serenia, which is the non-steroid anti-inflammatory, we're increasing that dosage as well. So he has been taking 8 milligrams a day. That's going to go up to 12 milligrams a day. And from what the vet says, there's not really a downside to that. It's just doing it to hopefully help more of the stomach stuff. All of the heart stuff looks good, and that's great. But even though we have that good and stabilized, he does have this other condition that is also really bad, and we have to try and make sure that we're treating that the best we can. It's really difficult because both of these things are kind of at odds with each other. Again, the best way to deal with the gastro stuff would just be to give him a steroid. But if we gave him a steroid, he would have another congestive heart failure episode probably within 2 weeks. So, like, he can't ever have a steroid again. So we're doing what we can. The good news is that he really is himself, which I think is the best thing. His quality of life is good. It's really good. And I'm very, very happy about that. He is a happy cat. He is doing pretty well. Obviously, we will keep everyone updated with how things are going, but as it stands, it's now been, this happened at the beginning of August or beginning of April, which was month 4. We're about to go into September. So it's been almost 5 months, and he's doing good. He's doing good. I'm very happy about it. So he'll go back to the vet probably in another 2 or 3 months to have more blood work done, just to make sure that everything is okay. But things are looking pretty good. His kidney values were good, which is, you know, one of the things that they're really concerned about with cats, because with a myriad of things can cause the kidneys to just fail, and his kidneys are actually doing good. So right now, fingers crossed, things are still going pretty well for him. You doing pretty good? Yeah? You hanging in there? Yeah? Most people wouldn't even know anything's wrong, which is great. That means his quality of life is good. You just have stinky farts. You got stinky farts and you have a lot of them. So we know that your tummy's getting a little worse. Anyway, that's it. That's the update. Hope that helps explain some things for folks that, maybe not tuning into every single video. I'm sure I'll do another one of these in the next few months, and we'll keep our fingers crossed that Kep keeps doing as well as he has been. I know that someday it'll change, but for right now, I'm just really grateful that he's doing as well as he is. Thanks for watching. Let's meet back tomorrow, shall we?